Some cast members wouldn't eat with me, shake my hand, or be in the same room with me because they were scared of accidentally giving someone AIDS. There were weeks of being really cautious. Just like the famous Linda Evans, who rose from tough times to find herself again, I was also trying to reclaim my place. She shined as Crystal Carrington in Hollywood. Behind the glitz and glamour of her life, Linda Evans faced tough times filled with broken marriages, deep betrayal, and loneliness without children. For 8 years, she lived under the control of John Derek, giving up her career and everything she had for love. But he broke her trust when he publicly betrayed her with an 18-year-old girl. When their marriage fell apart, Linda felt humiliated and hurt, facing a difficult path to recover. Then, something changed. A remarkable change took place in Linda's life after she experienced heartbreak. She was able to turn her pain into strength and find happiness again. This is the emotional story of Linda Evans, a star who became a symbol of resilience. When she was 18, Linda began a serious relationship with Patrick Curtis, who would later become a famous film producer and publicist. They were engaged from 1960 to 1962 to 1962. Linda Evans and Patrick Curtis had a relationship, but they never got married. Patrick later became well known as the husband and manager of the famous Hollywood star Raquel Welch. Although her time with Patrick was short, it was an important part of Linda's journey in love and self-discovery. This was the beginning before she moved on to more serious relationships later on. When Linda was 26 and starting her career, she met John Derek, who added a romantic twist to her story. John was a well-known star, famous for his good looks and high-profile relationships with actresses like Ursula Andress. The 16-year age difference didn't bother Linda. Instead, it made her more attracted to him, as she viewed him as a perfect role model. However, beneath his charming surface were warning signs that Linda, caught up in her admiration, didn't notice. John was not only experienced, but also known for being controlling. From the start, John had a strong influence over Linda, and she happily accepted it because she loved him. Soon, John asked Linda to leave her rising career and become a stay-at-home wife. Although she saw this as a sign of love and commitment, it actually started a life where she lost her independence. Every part of Linda's life, from how she dressed to her friendships, had to be approved by John, which put a lot of pressure on her. The connection was not clear at first, but it gradually affected every part of her life, damaging her sense of self. A key example of John's control was when he pressured Linda to pose for Playboy in 1971. She agreed because her husband wanted her to, even though she wasn't excited about it. For John, it was likely a way to show his power, but for Linda, it was a sacrifice to make her husband happy rather than something she wanted to do. The photos would later come back into the spotlight in 1982. When Linda, at 40, she looked great, but it also highlighted the struggles she faced in her marriage. Linda entered the relationship thinking that love meant making sacrifices. She believed giving up her job and freedom was worth it for a happy family. However, this sacrifice made her feel stuck and overwhelmed. The perfect family life she once dreamed of faded away, leaving her feeling disappointed. Linda was feeling increasingly sad, not realizing she was being controlled. She thought John was making choices out of love and wanting the best for both of them. Instead of bringing her comfort, that love became a heavy burden she never expected. Things changed in 1973 when John started seeing an 18-year-old named Mary Kathleen Collins, who would later be known as Bo Derek. Becoming a Hollywood beauty icon was her dream, but Derek didn't just cheat on Linda. He showed his affair with Bo off publicly by taking her to Germany and Greece. He did this to escape legal problems from their 30-year age gap. For Linda, this was not only a heartbreaking surprise, but also a public embarrassment. She became the talk of the town, while Derek was criticized for being selfish. Linda later said this was the hardest time in her life, and the betrayal from the man she loved deeply left her feeling alone and hurt. Linda felt very hurt, not only from her broken heart, but also from feeling unsure of herself. She compared herself to a younger, more lively woman. Despite her deep pain, she decided to stay quiet with the media, not speaking out even when she was in a tough situation. Was she trying to protect the man she once loved? Was she showing kindness or just giving up because she felt powerless? Linda chose to keep being the person she was. Linda was deeply hurt when she learned about John and Bo's affair, which caused her a lot of emotional distress. She realized that all the sacrifices she made for her marriage, like giving up her job and living under John's control, had been pointless. This situation taught her that women should never sacrifice their careers for love. In 1973, after 8 difficult years of marriage, Linda bravely decided to get a divorce. For her, ending the marriage was not just a way to escape, it was a significant step towards reclaiming her life. Linda realized she needed to regain her self-worth by leaving the man who took away her freedom and dignity. In later interviews, she admitted that the decision was difficult because she had once loved John. However, she knew she couldn't stay in a controlling relationship. This was the first step in her journey to reclaim her life and career. Years later, Bo Derek recognized that even though she was young when the relationship started, she faced challenges. Bo reflected on her affair with John Derek and how it affected his wife, Linda Evans. In a 2016 interview, she admitted that even though she was young, she understood the consequences of her actions. She wished she had taken responsibility for the harm caused to her marriage and felt regret for her choices. She described what happened as one of the worst things she could have done and expressed her feelings of remorse. At that time, John was married to Linda, someone I looked up to and who had always been very kind to me. When things went wrong, I felt I had to take some responsibility for the deep pain she felt. I realized it was just an excuse for my actions, which were still wrong. Bo Derek's words showed the guilt I've carried for a long time, highlighting that past mistakes always have consequences, and some hurts never completely heal. In this sad situation, Linda was the person who suffered the most. Even with Bo's regrets, nothing could change what had happened, leaving 3 lives hurt by a deep betrayal. After a difficult first marriage to John Derek and an unsatisfying second marriage to Stan Herman, Linda Evans kept looking for love. Although her marriage to Stan, which lasted from 1975 to 1979, seemed promising, their different lifestyles made it hard to make it work. Linda stayed busy. The Hollywood star wanted a simpler family life, so they separated on good terms. After that, Linda had some notable relationships. She dated actor Lee Majors after his breakup with Farrah Fawcett. Their romance grabbed a lot of attention but didn't last long. She also had connections with Richard Cohen, who used to be married to Tina Sinatra, and Dennis Stein, who was once engaged to Elizabeth Taylor. Although these relationships ended, they were significant for her. Linda had special moments and joy in her life, especially in her relationship with pianist Yanni, who later became a famous musician. They were together for 9 years during the 1990s. Even after they broke up in 1998, Yanni spoke highly of Linda in an interview. He shared a personal memory from their time together and called her one of the most wonderful people he had ever met. For Linda, her relationship with Yanni was more than just love. It inspired her and helped her heal. Linda found happiness in the deep emotional connection she had with Yanni, which brought her peace and contentment. Even though they never married, their relationship is one of the best parts of her life. Linda has often said she has no regrets about not having children. Instead, she chose to focus on taking care of herself, advancing her career, and creating important personal connections. Above all, she has always stayed kind. Linda Evans is remembered for her famous roles and her graceful way of handling life's ups and downs. Joan Rivers once said she had never heard a single negative thing about Linda in the industry, which shows how much she was admired. Each of Linda's relationships, no matter how short or long, had an impact on her life, making her a symbol of strength, kindness, and grace in entertainment. Years went by in the industry, and when John Derek died in 1998, nearly 25 years after their marriage ended, Linda Evans had let go of any anger she felt. When asked about her feelings for John after all that time, she said that time had shown her the importance of forgiveness, not for John's benefit, but for her own peace of mind. Linda mentioned that life is full of lessons, and what happened between her and John taught her that true love is about mutual respect, not self-sacrifice, even though they had separated. Linda no longer felt anger or hatred. She saw John as just a man with his own flaws and mistakes. Her response showed that she had moved past her heartbreak and learned from it. Forgiving John didn't change what happened, but it helped her live a happier and fuller life. How do you feel about the pain Linda experienced and the bravery she showed in confronting John and others? Was everything because of one bad choice, trusting a man who was never faithful? As time went on, Linda Evans's story continued. Linda's health started to get worse in 2014, marking one of the toughest times in her life. She suffered from severe back pain, ongoing fatigue, and a neck injury from years of hard training, leaving her feeling exhausted. To manage the pain, she began using strong painkillers, thinking it was a temporary fix, but this led to an unexpected reliance on them. Things got even harder for her when, in late 2014, she was stopped by the police in Washington, attracting a lot of public attention. Linda Evans was pulled over for unsafe driving, and officers found over 30 prescription painkillers in her purse, all legally prescribed for her severe pain. In 2017, a police dashcam video of the incident was shared online, even though it had been recorded years earlier in Washington. The video gained a lot of attention, showing the Hollywood star in a tense encounter with the police, making headlines. The event showed the difficulty she was going through, like her worsening health and reliance on pain medicine. It also revealed the private struggles of a once respected star. The video surprised many people and led to a lot of discussions, turning Linda's personal issues into a public topic online. Seeing a Hollywood beauty icon deal with health and legal problems shocked the public, and she faced a lot of criticism as the scandal threatened to damage her reputation. Linda had a strong and graceful image throughout her career. However, the physical pain she faced wasn't the hardest thing for her. Because of the side effects of cortisone treatments, she started losing a lot of her hair. Linda Evans is remembered not only on screen, but also in the hearts of many who admire her strength and grace. She represents beauty and talent, and also shows resilience. Her life demonstrates that we can rebuild ourselves even in tough times. After facing great sadness, she came out stronger, proving that failure is just a step toward finding hope after hard times. Linda's journey shows us that no matter if we are famous or just regular people, our inner strength and determination help us get through tough times. Her story is a guiding light, teaching us that we can all rise, rebuild, and make a better future. What do you think about Linda Evans's inspiring journey? Which part of her story connects with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like. Subscribe to hear more amazing stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.